how to figure out what to do when things don't work. I'll tell you what, as a small business person, this is a video podcast you can't miss. Many of you have been struggling with this issue for perhaps months or years. You're going to get the bottom line on how to get out of the jail, how to get out of the pen, how to keep things going forward, how to reinvent yourself. Thanks for joining me right here on Next Biz Success. My name is Lynn Hinderrocker, and my guests today are Larry Humberstone and Pam Gunderson. They're a married couple in the eastern Nebraska area. They're career counselors and developers. They help people move forward with their careers. They have enormous experience, and we're going to talk to you today if you own your own small business. Thanks, guys, for joining me right here on Next Biz Success.
Nice to be here.
You bet. Larry, you've been in a lot of games. You played the game at a lot of levels, been all over the country. Tell me, what is the deal when a small business owner is not succeeding? They're struggling. We've all seen it many times. What's wrong? What's happening typically? And maybe you can run it down for me.
You've got to take a step backwards and go back to your vision, what you really had planned to do, how you had executed it. Have you followed your plan?
Yeah.
And then you really need to look at what kind of discipline have you put into your business.
I knew we were going to get to discipline in a minute.
Oh, absolutely. So many people get out of the big corporate life, get away with, they don't want to go into corporate life because they hate somebody there telling them what to do all the time.
Yeah.
Now, the downside of that is you've got to tell yourself what to do all the time.
Right.
And you've got to have a plan. And you've got to you have to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
You have to make up lists. You have to look and make sure that you're following each day what your goals are. Small goals, but slowly build the business.
And these goals and the plan that you're alluding to and all the steps to get you there, it's tough to do that if you don't, like you said at the beginning, don't have a vision, kind of have a sense of, in general, where you're trying to get. I talk to a lot of small business owners, and if I ask them what their vision is, they give me a quizzical look like, what do you mean? This is my vision. And they don't really have a plan to evolve beyond where they're at. Have you seen this before?
Absolutely. And so many people really look they don't have the insight to see it from the consumer point of view, from their client base. Yeah. They need to look at themselves from their client base and see what kind of image am I presenting?
Yeah.
What else can I do? Pam and I had a situation where we bought a franchise.
Okay.
And gosh, we were all excited about it. We researched what city we wanted it to be in. We found the right city. We had the infrastructure through the franchise association.
The backroom support was built in.
Yeah, the backroom support. Everything was built in.
So there were some people that were invested in your success.
You bet.
Big time. And we put up our big sign that was designed for us, and we had great we had great material on the walls and a great front door and a great reception area. Everything was wonderful. And we opened our doors, and guess what? No one came. We were sitting there going, well, what's wrong? We did everything we were supposed to.
You bought the franchise, you got the plan, the success formula, you're doing everything correct?
We wanted to see the money, Liz.
Why wasn't it there?
We went out and told everyone what we did, and we said, and they told us, gee, there are a lot of people that do that. They just said, we know a lot of people. We've been doing business with people that have been doing this for a lot of years.
All right. So Pam, what do we do now when things don't work out? There aren't bodies in the lobby, and where do we go now?
Well, we were waiting for those first pesos to come in, those first dollars, and they weren't coming in. So I got busy, and I started tapping into all of my resourceful guides, thought process-wise.
Sure.
And I joined, of course, the Greater Omaha Chamber of Commerce.
Good.
And I joined all kinds of others. We have our company set up as a female minority owned and operated business.
Got it.
So I joined all the women's executive groups, the women's owners groups, and Rotary.
So you became a hyper networker.
Oh my God, I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, I joined everything. But then what we finally found out and did was we started getting some business by doing that at a very rapid pace because I'm a high energy individual.
Sure.
And we started looking backwards at what was bringing us the most to the bottom line as quickly as we could get it there.
Okay, now, so you reverse, and you tried some things.
Yes.
Then you stopped and said, now what's really working?
What's working?
And how are we getting back there? And then did you eliminate some of the things that weren't working?
Yes, and I was just going to say, how we did was we were physically asking people that came in the door, how did you hear about us?
Sure.
How did you find out? And what we found out was most of the things were coming from one main source, that being the Greater Omaha Chamber of Commerce.
Sure.
But we found out that it was maybe 3 to 4 referrals removed from how that person found found out about us, but we would never have known that information had we not, as business owners, asked those questions everywhere we were.
Do a little bit of
research, due diligence.
Now, I want to step back for a second, because once you immersed yourself in all this networking activity, and you did that to kind of, you know, add some intensity, kick it up, so to speak, you obviously were coming across and conveying a personal brand. You had your values. You stood for something. It wasn't just, hey, come buy my product. I mean, you did it in a way that, you know, elicited a positive response.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you do that consciously, or did you just do it intuitively? You just winged it, or what?
It was both.
It was called survival.
Right.
It was
you just
called,
had to do it.
It was called, I've got a lot of juice in this thing. I've got a lot of money invested in it, and it's not going very well.
Yeah.
So rather than give up, I mean, it was just the commitment to success.
Yeah, and you learned as you went, I'm sure, how best to contact people and get back to them and all that stuff, right?
Absolutely. But the other part of this, Lynn, is you look at somebody in this broadcast, and I'm sitting here in a suit, and you go, wow, you look great in a suit and running around with a
Sure.
networking.
But not everybody can do that.
Not everyone can do that, but most people can. They should represent their brand.
Yes.
For instance, we had some people paint our house, and they did an excellent job. We thought we were probably some of the finest painters we'd ever met.
Okay.
Then we asked them how business was. They said business was really, really tough. We suggested they join a network group. They showed up at the network group. I couldn't find them. There were about 150 people there. They were hiding in the corner. I finally
wait a minute. I got to get this visually in my head.
There's
a bunch of business people walking around,
and
there's a painter over in the corner.
Two of them.
All right.
Sitting
And they're doing nothing, right?
They're talking to each other.
Oh,
and I went over and I said, what is wrong here? What's going on? How come you guys aren't? Well, look at everyone. They're all in suits. We're painters. We shouldn't even be here.
So what did you tell them? How'd you turn this deal around? So
I said, that's your brand. You're painters, you know.
Yeah.
You're going to stand out in this crowd. You've got the advantage over everyone here. The second you walk out and get amongst them, everyone's going to know exactly what you do.
Larry pulled them out into the crowd, and they got several painting jobs that day.
Yeah.
They booked their next 6 months in that one meeting.
And the key was what? They were authentic. They were themselves.
Yes.
They were distinctive. Right?
They were on their way to work. They had paint splattered all over their outfit. They looked, you know.
I think you should put on some paint splatter clothes right now. We'll see what we can do with you. Well, thank you very much, Pam and Larry. I appreciate it. And, of course, P.J. Lawrence and Associates in Eastern Nebraska. A fabulous operation that you guys have got there. You're helping people that need to be helped. And I'm so glad to benefit from your insight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
My name is Lynn Hinderrocker. This is Next Biz Success, and this has been the insight. If you're a small business person, you can change. You can course correct. You can make it happen. You can keep on going, and you can keep on growing.